So we learned yesterday Fed officials plan to hold interest rates steady for the remainder of the year. While investors are cheering the news, President Trump says he actually would love to see the Fed cut rates a couple of times to keep this economic momentum going. My next guest agrees with that notion. With me now, the president's potential pick for the Federal Reserve Board nominee, Stephen Moore. Stephen, it's nice to see you.
Hi, Charles.
All right, you've made a little bit of news in the last few weeks. Let's talk about that. Why? I mean, I never knew this much about any potential Fed member ever. I don't care if they were the chairman of the Fed, whatever. Yeah. Why have they zeroed in on you like this?
Yeah, with a lot of the personal insults and the going into my divorce. And I think what the story here is the left really had their knives out for me. They know my history. They know what I believe in, free markets and lower tax rates. I'm a supply-sider. I don't believe in the Keynesian model and that creed. And what happened was, as soon as I was nominated, the Washington Post and others, did a survey of the senators, and they found out, lo and behold, Steve Moore had, the votes so they realized they weren't going to defeat me on my ideas.
So they smeared you.
So they smeared me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's from your professional competence to your personal life. It's a damn shame. I do want to talk, though, about where the Fed is going, because I got to tell you, I'm watching this very closely, and it feels like both political parties are looking at the Federal Reserve in a different role, and as a piggy bank to help with their spending plans. And whether it's the left with modern,
exactly,
right.
MMT as they call it,
right, and the right, where there's been suggestions that debt and deficits don't matter anymore. Yeah. It seems to me that, hey, you can't tax anybody. There's no more money except this magic machine, the Federal Reserve, which can print trillions of dollars out of thin air.
And the funny thing is, because I was critical of that December rate increase, which by the way, I think I was the canary on the coal mine on it. As soon as that happened, I said, this is really bad for the economy. The stock market tumbled. And remember, I was proven right about that because a week after Christmas, remember, the Fed had to reverse course. But my view is there's too many people in Washington and the political class, but even, among Fed economists and so on, who believe that you can stimulate the economy by printing money. And that's just false. You can't do that. The Fed doesn't. All the Fed can control is the price level of things.
So then why would a rate hike be a mistake then?
Well, because right now I believe that, in fact, over the last 5 or 6 months, we've actually been in a slight deflation. I like to look at commodity prices. That's been a controversial position, but commodity prices are the first signal you get on prices. Right. You can go on your computer right now, Charles, right this second, and find out where they are in real time. You don't know what the consumer price index is until 6 weeks later. You know what GDP numbers are until 6 months later. So it's a good way of figuring out what's happening in prices. And my problem that I had with the Fed back in September and December is, go back to last summer. We had 4% growth.
Right.
We had full employment, rising wages, and no inflation. There was no sight of inflation anywhere, and the Fed started raising rates. My attitude is, why? Why do that? Growth does not cause inflation.
Right.
Putting people to work does not cause inflation, but that's a model that a lot of these folks don't believe in.
But I think...
No, I mean, that's the right model. The new model is this Keynesian model is somehow, oh, my gosh, too many people are working. They're making too much money. We have to pull back.
But Wall Street always believed that wages, caused the inflation. Higher
that's
wages.
Completely wrong.
Right, so I'm saying that's the old model. But don't you think Jay Powell had an epiphany as well? Just a few weeks ago, he made a distinction, and everyone missed it. He said wage inflation is not price inflation. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. I thought it was the best thing he said all year.
And I think that's, people like me and others who believe in it, I think we're having a little influence on him. He got caught by surprise. He got some bad advice in December, and he was embarrassed by that. Yeah. He knows he made a mistake, and he may not be listening to the same people at the Fed that he was. Look, people ask me, what do I want to do when I get to the Fed? I want to make Chairman Powell the most successful chairman of the Federal Reserve ever. How does he become successful? By continuing to provide growth for the economy at stable prices, and he'll be a hero.
And I think he wants to be a hero.
He
Steve,
does.
You're a hero also. I got to tell you, I admired you for a long time, but my respect level for you has gone through the roof.
Even after all the stuff for the last 2 weeks.
So.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I appreciate it.
It's been a tough time. Thanks.